Yo, peace, man. Listen, this is 7 p.m. post game, so it's time for us to actually tap in, Kaz.
Yes, sir. You know what time it is. Blockbuster trades don't come around like they used to no more. Trae Young is now a Washington Wizard for a surprisingly low price, man. And Anthony Davis is also once again in trade rumors. The Hawks, the Wizards, lots of moving parts in the next couple of days. Melo, let's start with Trae Young. Seems like this trade sort of came together pretty quickly.
No,
he was playing against the Knicks at one point.
Wasn't quickly.
Wasn't, no. But anybody who's watched the Hawks for a while probably didn't think this came together quickly at all. So my question to you, how do superstar trades come together in the NBA? And I guess before I even get to that, just your thoughts on Trae Young and his tenure in Atlanta coming to such an abrupt, to the outside world end out there.
I think it was necessary.
Yeah.
For both teams, for both parties to part ways. When you got to think Trae been at the helm of Atlanta for a while now.
Well, 2018 was when they drafted him,
and performing and and winning, and the question with Trae is postseason, right? That's always been the knock on Trae. But now when you got this, Trae is hurt, but you also got these young guys who second year, third year, who's now a year older and better and smarter and stronger, and you know what I mean? And more prepared. And we going out there and we winning basketball games. So now as a coach, I got to look at, what's my new what is my new, what are we gonna be known for?
It's our new identity.
What's our new identity?
Yeah.
Our new identity is tall, length, 6'7", 6'8",
scrappy defense.
Defensive players on your team, and first, second, all of this, these defensive players, that make these defensive teams. You got these young guys that's coming along 6'8" and above. Now, who's defensive minded? So now we shifted our identity to being a defensive minded team. We don't have to hide Trae in a sense no more. We don't have to, come up with these crazy, crazy schemes to get Trae off of a mismatch, and we don't have to do that. We can stick to our script. We can switch. We can play fast. We can shoot. We can. Now that we got continuity now, as opposed to relying on Trae to just make everybody better and do what he do. And now the flip side of that is Trae is Trae.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when you go through shit like these big trades and superstar trades and shit like that, for some reason the superstars start to take the darts. Right? If you have any negative things to say about Trae, then talk about it. The game and this, and all right, cool, he was too small, and he's still Trae. So now you trade him to the Wizards, who's young, who's figuring out their identity, who is looking for somebody to lead them, that young group. Now you bring Trae, who's still a young player, who's still Trae Young, who can lead this group. Now you have a superstar you can build around with the Wizards. Now you can start thinking future. I ain't saying Trae going in there to win some shit.
Right.
But I'm saying now you've jump-started your future if you're the Wizards. So now you got to now you have to build around that. But you have Alex Saw, who's one of the best two-way players in this league.
You got Bub.
Right? You got Bub Carrington, who is coming off the bench, though. That's a piece. Him and Trae Young, Trey Johnson, those are pieces that you got. Those are young pieces that you will want to have a part of your team to develop and get better. Along with Trae, Saw, you got Koulibaly, who's been kind of developing and everybody speaks highly of. You got George over there, who people speak very highly of, his development. And you got Trae at the helm of that. So you just go build around that. Now, Atlanta identity is something totally different now. Now you got a closer.
Yeah.
and CJ McCollum. You got a closer with that young group and those guys over there who may not be comfortable in those moments of closing the game and making big shots or taking big shots. You have CJ that you can rely on to put in that position to take and make those shots. So I really, Atlanta to me really has taken a couple notches up.
I got to give it to Atlanta too, because you don't make a trade.
That might be Trey right there.
You don't.
Is that him? My phone going on, my bad.
That's the Hall of Fame group chat?
No.
But you got to give it to Atlanta because, you don't make that trade without believing in what you got right now. And I think Jalen Johnson has stepped in as the face of the team right now. He kind of fits what they want to play as long, young, defensive guys. And, funny enough, the last Hawks game I saw with Trae Young was against the Knicks. And, it was clear then. It was clear that
it's a different identity.
They just didn't fit no more.
Because it's hard when the team start to diverge away from you.
Right.
Now you trying to still do what you do and be who you are, but also trying to fit in this new way of things that you don't see me being a part of anyway. Right?
Were you shocked that he got traded for just 2 players, no picks,
I'm
nothing?
not shocked because the money got to add up.
Yeah.
There's no team that's out there that want to take Trey $50 million contract. And it's unfortunate that it comes down to the money, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Washington
no
take a bad contract.
I'm not because of what's been presented.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes and then the narrative about Trey, it's like ain't no team is taking $50 million on. Now, if you was here and we had your rights to sign you to $50 million, like Atlanta, which is totally different. But we're not going to take that $50 million on for a 5'10", 5'11" point guard. You know what I mean? It's just not. Yeah. We're not going to do that. We're trying to get away from this 50.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely got your ties down to that area, and Washington, D.C. area, DMV area has been kind of starving for an identity for a long time.
I like it though. I like it for D.C.
Right.
I like it for a rebuild. Oh shit, okay, now we got somebody who we could sell tickets, could bring people into the arena, that the community could get galvanized behind and support. He's still ice trade the game. He's still that. He ain't lose his game. He still is, at 30-10. You give it he's a closer. You still have to prepare for Trey Young. So I really like it for the Wizards,
right?
As this new brand, this new rebuild. Now we don't have to go out there and wish for us to get a star. We have our star. We got a young star in Sar. We got these young draft picks and young talent.
The deep draft class too.
Deep draft class. We're gonna have a top draft pick this year.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you jump started your progress. Your process, you jump started.
It's one more interesting tidbit before we jump topics. It's funny. The Wizards have a top 8. Well, the Wizards' top 8 picks are protected, and if it doesn't go below the 8th spot, that would go to the Knicks. So in a funny way, if the Knicks want the Wizards draft pick, they would need Trey Young to play well and get the Wizards into some sort of position. But I don't think they're going to do that. From what it's being told, Trey Young might not even play for the Wizards. He's still hurt, still rehabbing.
He's still got a rehab. I'm sure
the Wizards want that pick too.
I don't think Trey, if he's healthy, he's going to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still, the season is still long. So he could come back, and if you're healthy, I'm going to come back and play. I want to get these game reps. I'm not going to get these game reps in the summertime.
I also want to change.
I'm not going to get them in preseason.
Yeah.
So I want to get these game reps. And next time I get game reps is next season. That's month. I don't want to do that. Sit out this whole season and then the next time I get game reps is next season. Nah, if I can play and I get healthy, I'm going to get out here to get this jump start on the guys that I have around my team, these young guys, get them used to playing with you and, you know what I mean, shit like that. So I hope that's how he's thinking.
Switching gears a little bit, the Hawks made it known that after trading Trae Young, they want to focus their energy on trying to acquire Anthony Davis from the Dallas Mavericks. His name keeps popping up in trade rumors throughout the year. And even though he's still performing at a high level, from your perspective, why do you think the league starts talking about certain stars differently at this stage? We have this conversation a lot with a lot of the players that come through. We've had this conversation a lot with you, but a guy like AD being in trade rumors throughout the entire season, why do you think that the league starts to start talking about and treating stars like this when it comes to this point in their career?
An AD situation, it's availability. Like, are you available or not? You know what I mean? How often you could be available. That's his only knock. When he's active, he's the best two-way player of the game.
Yeah.
When he's active. Like, it ain't no, you know what I mean? Like, let's.
Yo, and honestly, I kind of like that. I mean, depending on who you give up, maybe you give up Porzingis or somebody like AD on that team with Dyson and Jalen Johnson.
I think Dallas.
McCollum, that's a nice, especially
I agree.
Yeah.
But I think Dallas want to give this a shot. You know what I'm saying? I think Dallas want to get Kyrie back.
Yeah.
Have Cooper. Have AD healthy. Have all of those guys healthy going into the postseason. Like, if I'm going to give it a shot, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to give this one last shot with AD being at that helm, let me get my team back. Let's see what we can do, and then we go from there. I don't think Dallas is going to pull that trigger. For who? I mean, you got to break up what Atlanta got.
Yeah. The rumors
so you got to
are
at least send two of those guys.
Porzingis, maybe, you know what I mean? But we don't. Porzingis got the same issues as AD. It's availability.
Right.
You
so
know
why we send KP on from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't going.
Wow.
At this point, we rather keep AD.
Yeah. At this point, like, you see the way Cooper Flag is starting to come around, and I'm not necessarily sure I want to give up on AD just yet, especially.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's give it a shot. We got Kyrie who's coming back, who is getting healthy and understand what he actually have over there. You know, so I don't see nothing happening with AD. I think Atlanta made their trade. If they make another trade, that'd be a big trade.
Yeah.
This trade was cool. It was cool because it wasn't, it was like, all right, here, I give you Trey, you give me CJ, and by the way, Atlanta get Kispert, who's a shooter.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you add in a closer, a scorer, closer, and a shooter to Atlanta.
Yeah, and Jalen Johnson is your guy, triple-double threat. You know what I mean? Like, sneaky good trade for Atlanta. You know what I mean? Especially for this year. And if you get AD without giving up too much.
This was a move that, if it works out, this will go down as like one of those most impactful moves.
Very much so.
For Atlanta.
Very much so. Well, it's trade season. We're about a month away from the trade deadline, so I'm sure there's going to be lots more moves as the year goes by. We'll be here to talk about it all right here on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, especially at 7 p.m. Postgame. This is a Wave original presented by FanDuel, and this is a 7 p.m. Postgame. You know what to do. Subscribe to our YouTube page, podcast channels, like, rate, review, do all that good stuff. Welcome back to The Hook this Monday. Brand new episode. Happy New Year. For Carmelo Anthony, I'm Kaz, and we'll catch y'all next time, people. Peace.
Peace.